Oh.
Welcome to Shonda and Raphael's Watch List. I'm Raphael, and this is my lovely wife, Shonda. Tonight we're going to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 8.
Episode 8. The couples are now, well, in episode 8, what they're doing is they're bringing their friends. They're having a housewarming because they've moved into their new houses. Let's see. So we're going to have that. And then at the end, there's this bowling alley thing where they all get together. So we're going to chat about everything that went on there. We had some issues with Steve and Noi. It seems like Jasmina and Michael have done a reset. And they seem to be doing okay. There's some little revelation going on with Katima and Olajuwon. We'll get into that. And let's see. Oh, and Lindsay and Mark. Yeah. Lindsay and Mark, and then we've got Alyssa and Chris.
Alyssa and Chris, they give their goodbyes today at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious in itself.
It really is. And I just realized when we were watching it that both Lindsay and Alyssa, they're both just two Karens, just different hair color. They're both Karens to some degree. And it's just really interesting how these two ladies got on the show. For one thing, I really would like to know what the questionnaire is for all of these couples, because
how were they even allowed?
And how did these counselors put these folks together? I mean, even with Steve and Noi.
Yeah.
I mean, he is unemployed. I just don't get why that wouldn't be a red flag, for anybody. I mean, you should be able to find someone who's okay with that, and maybe he could explain it or something like that. But either way,
he's unemployed. I think maybe at the time when they were doing their questionnaires, he had the whole COVID thing, and he might have been a COVID layoff. And he was getting his little COVID check, and that's why he was driving around the country and
living the
doing
life.
all that. Yeah, and he still might be getting some of that COVID check, and that's why he's not really tripping off of working right now.
That's true. So we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into all of it.
We can stay on Steve and Noi right now.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about Steve and Noi and the noodle drama.
The noodle drama.
The drama with the noodles.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll recap. All right.
Yeah. So
Noi decides, hey, I'm gonna fix dinner. She offered to fix dinner. So Steve goes out and he notices that he comes out of his bedroom into the kitchen. Notices that Noi has her noodles on, but not his.
Where are my noodles?
She's got some gluten-free noodles going on. He just wants regular noodles. Not a big thing.
Just want top ramen. Just give me some top ramen.
It's not a big thing. So he decides to put his own noodles on. And she makes some comment or whatever. He goes away. He comes back to check on his noodles. And they're practically boiled over, soggy, and all of that. And somehow it turns out that she gets to be angry. And she scoops up her little dog Sushi and leaves the apartment.
I think what's going on with Noi, though, is she doesn't feel Steve with the not working type thing. Right? She's there on a little computer working during the day, and she's like, I got a job, but what are you doing? You ain't doing nothing. And she's having feelings behind that.
Yeah, she is. And because the editors, they didn't give us much, because you could barely hear what was going on. So we have to make up our own scenario. So my scenario is this. She was trying to do something nice and offered to fix dinner. And then as she's sitting in the kitchen and he's in the room, she's getting more and more heated because she had to work all day. And he's just freewheeling around. So in her brain, she's like, why am I sitting here in this kitchen cooking after I worked all day and this man's not doing anything? So it just started bubbling up. So she was being passive aggressive, didn't put the man's noodles on, didn't do this, that, and the other, and then decided to kind of pick a fight and decided to storm off and go back to her own place.
She grabbed sushi and walked out.
Yeah, she did. And wouldn't return the man's phone calls. She decided to post an ambiguous post on social media, telling everybody it's okay to say no and to have your own, your own priorities in life. I'm just paraphrasing here. It was kind of a lengthy little post. Mm-hmm. But basically, she doesn't want to settle for something. And initially, I do have to say this though, because initially I get where she's coming from. But in previous episodes, it seemed as if Steve had everything covered, that he's living off some savings. Mm-hmm. It could be savings and COVID, whatever. He's got money. And his friends in this episode said, hey, he's got a good network. Whenever he needs money, he can get employed like that. No worries.
Well, that's the thing. He's not unemployable.
He's not unemployable.
And there's no rush to just jump to do something. But she's thinking in her mind, well, I've worked every day of my life, and I don't know anybody that just doesn't work because they don't want to. And that's unacceptable for me. And that's where she's at with it,
Yeah. And she's thinking long-term. She keeps saying, I'm thinking
long-term. But he's not saying
babies that she must have.
And he's not saying I'm not going to work long-term. I'm not going to, he's not saying that.
He's not saying that, but what he's also not saying is what his plan is. He's not being very concrete in what it is he's trying to do. And I don't know if
he's trying to get that COVID check.
Well, so then she's right in being upset because you can't go living off the government forever. They're not going to keep giving you that money. So he needs to be more clear, I think, on what his plans are and give her some kind of comfort in that. Maybe, she'll simmer down a little.
I'll give you that. But at this point, I think Noy is checked out because when he was telling her his thoughts on how, he was telling her his thoughts on how she left and when she left and everything. And she went and posted that on social media. And the look in her eye was like, how you telling me anything and you ain't even got no job? And she just checked out. She didn't want to hear it. She was done.
Yeah.
She's done with this. So my estimate is they're not going to go through with the marriage. That's how I feel about Steve and Noy.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel too. So we shall see. Who else are we going to talk about?
Who's next on the list? I think we got Katima and my boy O.
Yeah, Katina and O.
Yeah, Katina and O.
Okay, so in this episode, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about with Katina and O. Katina got along with his friend very well. Katima's friends kind of warmed up to O a little bit, but there was that little fib that Katima.
Oh, that she cooked the chicken?
Yeah, she didn't cook that chicken.
Well, the other thing
she went out and bought that chicken.
That's true.
Elijah
somebody bought the chicken
from somewhere.
But when O was with his boy and they were talking about Katina, and he says she went to the store and came back with water and bread, and it took her 2 hours to do that. Now, I know. I'm not even gonna trip on the water and bread. You brought water and bread, that's fine. I just hope it's good bread, right? Why did it take you 2 hours? Where was you for the other hour and 30 minutes? That's unaccounted for. Because the water and bread, it don't take that long to buy that, right?
Yeah.
If I went out for water and bread for 2 hours, you'd probably be like, where'd you go?
Yeah, I'd be on Life 360.
Yeah.
I'm gonna know. So yeah, the other thing with Katina and O, I'm just gonna jump to kind of what they were, the little previews going up, because part of the discussion in this episode had to do with O not dating Black women.
He ain't never had a sister.
He's never dated black women. And Katina seems to make a lot of excuses for him.
She makes excuses for that boy.
And she seems to really make it so easy. And she doesn't seem like that type to, I don't know.
She wants to make this work. She wants to make this work. She's giving him the benefit of the doubt, but being a little naive in that, I think, a little too much. Yeah. You know? Because, I mean, he a grown man, right? He's, about 30 years old now? He ain't never been with no black woman. Why hasn't he? I'm sure he's had all the opportunities. He says, that ain't never been attracted to me. Come on now.
Yeah,
that don't make sense to me.
See that. I think it's probably the other way around. It's probably the other way around. And when we were watching, you brought up the fact that they have not consummated their marriage yet.
He haven't even smashed yet.
And he says it was his decision. He was emphatic about that, although Katina was like, it's my decision too, but she kind of goes along to get along. Mm-hmm. So it probably is now primarily who's not trying to go there just yet. Yeah. So we shall see. I just do not understand this man with this beautiful woman in front of him. And I just don't see how you could not be attracted to her. Mm-hmm. He was attracted to her at the altar. I mean, you could just you could see.
You know what? I think he saw a black girl and he said, "Yeah, she could cook." But we'll see. But I'm just speculating. They do look like a nice couple. They seem to really be into each other. I really hope they do make it through here. And quiet as it's kept from watching the after parties, it seems that they still have a relationship while they're doing the after party. So that's just a little spoiler alert. I think and Katina do make it, but they got a lot of stuff to work through.
Well, we'll see.
They got a lot of growing to do.
Well, I don't know if they necessarily make it. I guess because the previews that came on after this episode, was saying that love was not on the table, and Katima was visibly upset, tears streaming, hurt her feelings so much because she really is giving her all to this guy.
She is.
Into this process. And
I think when he says that, though, it's kind of like realistic, right? They've known each other for a few weeks. Could they really honestly love each other? That you're married, they have to work through getting to love each other. It's kind of like an arranged marriage, right? Mm-hmm. You just meeting this person and you have to get through it. And then over the months and the years, they'll come into that love. And if they can see that could happen, then, that love will happen.
Well, you fell in love with me in a matter of a couple of weeks, so.
Yeah, that's true. But you're you, though.
All right, next couple.
Katina ain't you.
No.
And I ain't old.
But
so next couple,
Jasmina and Michael. They did a reset, which I'm so happy to see. They seem to be getting along a lot better. There isn't all the little bickering and everything. It looks like the counselor kind of really, like she said.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And
hopefully it will pan out. The one thing that really troubles me though is how Jasmina is being skewered in social media for some reason. I had an exchange with somebody on Twitter who just called her a high maintenance bee. And I'm sitting here, where are you getting this from? This woman, I'm like, she does not seem high maintenance, nor is she the B word.
It seems that because she's not putting up with the lies and being disrespected, people want to jump on her and say, you need to let yourself be disrespected by this man and not say nothing about it. Right. But no, that's not cool. Jasmina, I think she's doing what she need to do.
She stands up for herself, and she does it without losing her cool. She's not screaming, calling nobody names, slamming doors or anything. She's just speaking her mind. And I just don't see where this person was getting this stuff from. It seemed like there was a lot of projection from this person. Mm-hmm. It was just very, very weird, and I was just like, okay, you're reading too much into this. That woman is a phenomenal person.
I think she's a class act. She's
I
good.
do too. She good. Really is.
She could do a lot of good for Michael.
Yeah.
As long as he keeps his cool together. I'd like to see them make it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they will.
The only thing I'd like for Michael to do is shave his beard back. That beard jutted out. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's the thing these days, these beards that come out like that. But, you know, a little nice tapered beard, that's nice cool. Too.
That's a style. I wish I could grow my beard because it just doesn't grow. I really wish I get a Michael beard.
No.
Taliban, you like that.
No. Okay.
Anyway. Another spoiler alert. I mean, because I do watch the after party, and Michael's still wearing his ring.
Oh,
so he still got the same ring on. So you know what I mean.
Chris had his ring on too last week's after party.
That black ring.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was the ring.
It's on the ring finger. I wondered that too. I wasn't sure, but he had a ring on. And I was wondering, but I know he and Alyssa.
I don't know if they had the black one, but maybe it was black, and that's why she was like, "I don't like this ring. It's ugly." Talk about Chris and Alyssa.
Oh, Chris and Alyssa.
So we're at Chris and Alyssa now.
Okay, so they decided to come to the bowling alley and break the news to everyone.
And brought that girl back in my face one more time. I did not want to see her on episode 8. But we had to see her.
We had to see her. And we had to endure her
talking to
lack
her friend.
Lack of reality. I'm just going to say lack of reality.
Talking to her friend, telling all the lies. Yes. And every time she told a lie, production showed the truth.
They brought the receipts every time.
It's like, he could have talked to me whenever he wanted to. No, he couldn't. This is what happened.
Because she's standing right there yelling at the producers, I don't want to talk to him. I don't like him.
Each time they got her on that.
Every single time.
And I'm curious to see what her friend thinks about her right now. Because she was sitting there just lying through her teeth down that woman's throat. And,
she shouldn't have a friend in the world.
Yeah. That poor girl.
Yeah. Boy. And then when she was breaking the news.
She's good people, though. She's good.
Oh, my goodness. No, she is not. No, she's not. But at the bowling alley, she allowed Chris to make the announcement to everybody. And he's just being sweet, genuine Chris, and he's just making it plain. I could hang out with Chris because he just seems like such a nice person.
Yeah, Chris is cool.
So he tells everybody, well, we're divorcing and, we want to, we're hoping for 4 out of 4. So all you guys, he's wishing everybody the best of luck. And he gives Alyssa her opportunity to speak. And I really wanted this to work and it just wasn't working out. And I did all I could do it.
And the other couples are just looking. They're like, oh my God. I would have, if I'd have said so, I would have busted out laughing. Because they looking like.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't deal with her. Couldn't deal with her at all. Couldn't deal with her. And those lies. Everybody knows. That's what I don't get by people who lie like that. It's like, do you know people have eyes and they can see you?
Yeah.
We see everything. We
saw everything that happened. We was there in Puerto Rico with you. We knew what was going on. You didn't want to be nowhere near that man. You didn't try like we did. Man.
So anyway, next up, well, this is going to be like an entryway into our next Karen, which is Lindsay.
Oh, yeah.
So
Karen.
Lindsay and Katina are still not vibing off of each other. And because Katina just doesn't like Lindsay's, she just says stupid stuff that nobody wants to hear. At one point, Katina's like, read the room, girl. Nobody cares, because she made another sexual innuendo that was supposed to be a joke, and nobody ever laughs. No one ever laughs. She started talking over Steve, and Jasmina had to say, hey, let them finish.
Yeah, let her finish.
Let them talk, and she's getting up trying to be the center of attention. Nobody's trying to look at you, Lindsay. Nobody wants to see you.
They was all like, no, we ain't trying to hear you, Lindsay, with your old toilet poop spray all over the place and all the crazy ass mess you talking. This calm down.
Yeah, and then she tried to teach everybody some philosophy or something.
Oh yeah,
and
you can't be intimate with somebody until you have a conflict first.
Yeah,
and then, Lindsay, everybody don't got before they fight. Some people like to have, you know what I'm saying? It don't have to be like that for everybody, Lindsay. Maybe you, but that's not how it works.
And that's why Katina rolled her eyes. And then Lindsay decided to tell her something, because that was the second time Katina rolled her eyes. While we're watching it, we can't see if they're actually looking at each other or not. But either way, she decides to say, what are you rolling your eyes at? And Katina's like, look, you know not to talk to me on camera, girl. You better go somewhere else with that. Because I don't have none. I don't have no words for you.
You stay right there.
You better stay over there. And Mark, with his eyes go, you know how Mark's eyes just.
He's all, here we go again. He's
like, oh God.
We don't need to get into this.
Right, and
here
O told Katina too. O kind of told Katina to kind of settle down, and Mark was trying to reel Lindsay in and all of that. And it did switch for a bit, but then once they started bowling, Lindsay decided to bring it up again.
And went to had their little sidebar.
Yeah, and Mark tried to do what Lindsay's friends told him to do in terms of
put her in her place.
How to tell her,
let her
know, you need to stop doing this in public. And her friend said, just let her know how you feel, how it makes you feel. And he says, it makes me feel uncomfortable when you do that. And she's like, well, who are you here for? And he goes, I'm here for you, and that's why I'm telling you to stop it.
See, she's like, I want me a ride or die, nigga, but you ain't no ride or die.
That's pretty
Mark ain't ride or die for her.
That's pretty much it.
He ain't gonna do it. She want to ride or die. But he wasn't the ride or die. So then she just went ahead and just cut him so low.
Yes, just
talk about his balls is small.
His balls.
He makes $60,000 a year.
Income.
He got roaches in his house. She put it all out there in the streets.
She did. She was screaming in the bathroom.
Yeah,
because he had found some stairs that he was confiding. He went downstairs with Chris, and he was confiding in Chris everything, and then they're like hearing all this blah, 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 blah. And they're like, is that her? And Mark's like, yeah, that's her. And his eyes are all bugged out. And she's just carrying on. She is just carrying on with her Lindsay self. And again, I just have to blame the counselors. I don't know. I think I could probably put 5 couples together better than them, just pulling names out of a hat.
You know?
But because I don't know.
Well, they did good. They did good with Jasmina and Michael.
Well, for now, they seem like they could make it.
Yeah, they did go kind of off, but I think they can get that calmed down. Michael, the message I'm getting from everybody that's on the show is that Jasmina needs to calm herself down and let Michael be and accept Michael's bullshit. Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not really that cool.
And she's not the one.
Because he would not, if it was tables were turned, I doubt that he would be accepting her crap.
Yeah.
So why is that? Why do they ask that the women accept the men's bullcrap on this show?
I have no idea, because the women are supposed to be the nurturers. We're supposed to be so understanding, and that's with all these reality shows.
Yeah.
The women are always the ones gussying themselves up and putting their wares out there and doing a lot of work on themselves to get these guys' attention and to hold these guys' attention. And it's just interesting that dynamic is still at play. Mm-hmm. And realistically, I mean, if you kind of look at it, it really doesn't work very well, because we still have the same divorce rate that we've had since, at least for the past 52 years that I've been.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Well, but that's it for season 8 season 14, episode 8. Where we got another episode coming up very shortly.
Wednesday,
and it's gonna be a good one, and we'll be glad to comment on it for you. So
make sure that you like and subscribe if you like this channel. Yes. Shonda and Rafael's watch list. Like, subscribe, comment. We do look forward to building our audience.
And if you don't like it, press the don't like button. But if you press the don't like button, I need you to leave a comment and tell me why you didn't like it.
Yeah. Don't just leave the comment and run. Let us know, because we're all about improving around here, and we won't be mad at you, and we won't delete your comments. So say what you feel.
And that's it.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time. All right.